Class of 2020, we're so excited and honored to be celebrating this great moment with you.
We know you've worked very hard to get here and that your family, friends, and teachers must be so proud of the young people you've become.
Jen and I are both New Yorkers, first-generation Americans whose immigrant parents worked hard to give us an opportunity to live the American dream.
You know, we've had our ups and downs, but we continue to fight the fight. And one of the ways we do that is by trying to teach our 4 children the right way to do things, not just with words, but with actions.
I learned a lot in my 25-year professional baseball career, especially about the importance of working together as a team. I'll never forget winning a World Series championship with the New York Yankees in 2009. On that championship team, we had a great guy from Japan named Hideki Matsui, who won the World Series MVP. We had the greatest closer of all time, my dear friend from Panama, Mariano Rivera. Both of our catchers, Jorge Posada and Jose Molina, were from Puerto Rico. And one of our best pitchers, A.J. Burnett, was a tattooed white guy from Arkansas. And of course, our 2 ferocious leaders who helped us get there. Our captain, Derek Jeter, and CC Sabathia were Black Americans. In the final game of the 2009 World Series, the last out was a ground ball to second baseman from the Dominican Republic, my little bro, Robinson Cano, who threw the ball to first baseman, a white guy from Maryland named Mark Teixeira. The point is that when you looked at our team, it was a melting pot. We loved each other, we accepted each other, and we bonded with each other. We shared a common goal, and we achieved it. And that's what made us great. And it is our hope that one day, all of you and America can come together like the 2009 New York Yankees, or the 1986 New York Mets, or the 1988 Los Angeles Dodgers, or any great, diverse championship team. When we work together, we can accomplish amazing things. I'm known for being a baseball player, a World Series champion, a 14-time All-Star.
Oh, humble brag.
A little bit, but I'm also fifth all-time in the history of the game in strikeouts. I like to say that I have a PhD in failing, but I also have a master's in getting back up. You're not going to be measured in how many times you fall, but in how many times you stand up. Baseball has taught me well. It is a hard, difficult game. If you fail 7 out of 10 times, you end up in Cooperstown. That's right, the Hall of Fame. But it's the same in business. It's the same in education. It's the same in life. And I'm here to tell you today that you will fall, but you will also rise. If Jen and I had given up, then we wouldn't be here today. The key is to have dreams and purpose, to be resilient, to have grit, to continue to fight the fight. So I'm saying this to all of you that graduate today. I would trade my past for your future. There's nothing like youth and energy, and you have both. So swing for the fences, and we will be cheering for you.
Like Alex said, I grew up in New York City just like you. In the Bronx, BX in the house. I went to Preston High School. It was an all-girls school. Only 300 and something girls in it. I had a lot of different jobs while I was there. One of them was a beauty salon where I used to clean the sinks and sweep up the hair and use the broomstick as a microphone while I dreamt of being an artist. So we both remember being in your position with an uncertain future ahead of us. But what we know now is we weren't really in your shoes. We didn't have to celebrate our graduation at home or watch our teachers and graduation speakers on a screen. We didn't have to worry about our loved ones getting sick. And we didn't have protests for racial equality taking place in our streets every day. As the events of recent weeks have shown, your generation is facing a series of unique challenges. It feels like we lost our way these past few years, but we can find our way back. With every great challenge comes a great opportunity. And like so many things in life, this starts with accepting responsibility. If you don't admit that there's a problem and hold yourself and others accountable, then you can't fix it. And we desperately need you guys to help us fix it. To graduate really means to elevate, to rise to the next level, to step up to something better. And in these times, that means more than usual. You are summoned now to a higher calling than just going to college or getting a job. You are summoned to create a better world. Our future depends on it. And you can't affect change by just hoping for it. You have to get involved. Start by focusing on your family and those closest to you. You know, being a mom, I know that true change starts at the kitchen table. The only answer to systemic racism, inequality, and hate is systemic love and acceptance. We need to speak up and speak love every chance we get. We need to get involved, march in the streets, sign petitions, make phone calls, volunteer at charities, support minority-owned businesses. You can't help your community unless you are really experiencing life with your community. And we need to vote. You have to vote. If you aren't registered to vote, you better register to vote. And you can do it in different ways. You can drive your elderly neighbor from next door to the polls. Call your members of Congress. Do whatever you can, big or small, to make sure that those who represent you do, in fact, truly represent you. And please, don't let your education stop after graduation. You may have earned your degree today, but you never stop being a student. Make an effort to learn more and more every single day. That's a little something Alex and I practice every chance we get. And finally, become the leaders of tomorrow. You represent a new era of responsibility in this country. You have the chance to do it better than we did. You have the chance to be the leaders that you didn't have. Change does not come unless you push for it and work for it. You know, we hear a lot today about disruption in business and technology. But these days, we must all be disruptors in the areas of humanity and equality as well. I don't know if you guys saw this week. Coach K said, this is not a political issue. It's a humanity issue. And Alex just talked about the melting pot he experienced with the Yankees. And when we marched recently, one of the things that moved us the most was seeing so many young people of all races and walks of life risking their lives alongside each other in the midst of a global pandemic, fighting for a better tomorrow. Diversity in the face of adversity. It was powerful. You guys truly are the future, and we know you will make this world a better place.
Thanks, class of 2020, for letting us share this day with you. Remember that you will always be the class of 2020. Wear that label as a badge of honor. Make it truly mean something.
Let 2020 be remembered not as the year that your senior year was cut short, but the moment that your view of what is possible expanded.
Let 2020 be remembered not as the year that your schools were closed, but the moment when your eyes were opened.
Let 2020 be remembered not as the year that we had to isolate ourselves, but the moment that we came together as a people.
Let 2020 be remembered not as the year that our sports and entertainment seasons were canceled, but the moment that the new season of our common humanity began.
Let 2020 be remembered not as the year that we had to stay indoors, but the moment that we took to the streets, to the polls and beyond.
Let 2020 be remembered not as the year that we were afraid, but the moment that we all became fearless.
Most of all, years from now, remember 2020 as a year when everything started to change, and the year that you started on your journey to making sure that it did.
Congratulations.
Congratulations!
We're all excited to see what the future brings.
And what you will bring to the future.